What is going on, guys? It is CWGaming, and I am back with another episode of the NCAA 14 rebuilds. And in today's episode, we are taking on Louisville. So in 2009, it went 4-8, and then it went up to 7-6, and then 11-2 in 2012 with a Sugar Bowl win. And we are taking them on with today's roster, so we'll see how we do. Alright, so looking at redshirting, we have two quarterbacks. We have a sophomore and a freshman, both 70 and 72 overall, so those will be good guys to redshirt. That could be our quarterback of the future, but we might see what we can get elsewhere in recruiting this year. But for right now, we'll redshirt these guys and see where they go after that. Right now, we're just looking for freshmen, and we're kind of looking at our roster as well. We have two freshmen down here, receivers, and then on the tight end, we have a 67. That'll definitely redshirt. We've got some great offensive linemen. 69 right guard, and two great tackles on the right side at 73. And looking at our defense, we probably do need to recruit heavy on the defense. We've got two seniors and a junior on our left outside linebacker, so we'll need to replace him. Two seniors, two juniors, and a freshman at middle, so we might be okay there. And two freshmen on the right side. So we might be able to move Zay Peterson after his redshirt season to the left side. But we'll keep a look on it. And our cornerbacks are looking a little weaker as well. So we'll redshirt those guys, and our strong safety needs a little work as well. We have a junior kicker, so we have a year before we replace him. And we'll need to take a look at a punter because this guy's a senior as well. So that's our redshirting. Alright, so hopping into recruitment. We're going to take a look at who is interested, and we don't really have a lot. 2 3-stars are first on the list. We have a 70 and a 68. So we might have to scout Tom Sanders and see how that goes, but we're not going to put any of these guys on the list. And second, we have a quarterback, a 3-star, John Ferguson. We'll scout these 65s. We're going to leave these guys off. We do see 63 overall with a 545-pound squat. Maybe with the squat cheese he will go up. So we didn't really find anything going through the interest list, so we'll look for the low lock cheese here. All in the 12s, we have two athletes that we'll look at. We have the quarterback, the 5 stars. They're only 12% locks, so we'll look at them, we'll scout them, and we'll see what we can do. So Tom Sanders goes down to a 65. We'll take him off. So all of these guys are going down on the scouting. And we're not really looking at a good class right here. A 65 receiver that we'll take off. We haven't really found anything yet on the scouting. Will Coleman stays the same. 86 speed, 88 acceleration. He's got great accuracy at 95 and an 82 power. So Wes Smith, 78 defensive tackle, is the #1 defensive tackle in the nation. At a 78 is 8th on the list. So just out of desperation and seeing what we can do, we'll put 500 on him. This free safety we are down on as well. We'll put 500 on him. We have a halfback here, 5-star. Will Coleman was another guy that we desperately need. He's going to be a stud. So we get a W week 1 against Ohio, 45-22. That's exactly what we need to start out this season. And we do 58-0. That's what I'm talking about. So unfortunately, we are down 1,800 points on Wes Smith. We did go up a little bit. I'm not going to take him off just yet. I want that to get a little bit further. I have seen a lot worse come back. Justin Weaver, we're second on, 520 down from Tennessee. We'll offer him a scholarship. Maybe the bonus will go up. And we're still down 1,600, so we'll check on him later. All right, here we go. We're getting some guys that are interested now. Alright, so looking back at the recruiting list, we have Albert Smith, an athlete. He's an 81 overall, second interested in Louisville. Orlando Allen, a cornerback, 4-star, he's 16 lock. We'll go ahead and add him. We'll add Rico Kaplan, a 3-star safety. He's from Alaska. So we lose to number 16th ranked UCF, 21-31. That's going to be a tough L. So we're now leading on Justin Weaver. Just barely. We've passed Tennessee, so we might have a good shot at an A2 athlete. We're also leading on 77 tight end Tommy Hayford, and we've pretty much lost Will Coleman, so that's upsetting. We've got 71, Scott Marks. We're pretty much dominating that one. So we've got Marshall Hand, 16% locked at Georgia Tech. He's Scrambler, 73 overall. We might be able to steal him and bring him to Louisville. So we beat Houston 63-10. That's a big win. We put up a lot of points. So we got 82, Justin Weaver, receiver. We have a tight end at 77. We also have a halfback, 71, Scott Marks. We've got some other guys down here as well at the end of the season. So we finished 11-1 and we're 13th in the country. We lost to UCF. Our quarterback, Mikhail Cunningham, threw for 3,300 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Our running back, 993 yards with 10 touchdowns. Our leading receiver had 11 touchdowns with 900 yards. And our defense, 74 tackles for our leading left outside linebacker. And it just goes down from there. So he was the really only one that had any production. So we get the 4-4, 75 overall Ole Miss in the Birmingham Bowl. So we do lose to Ole Miss, 28-33. Pretty disappointing first season. So our quarterback, who's a junior, is declaring. Let's see, he's only projected 5th round. Okay, he's staying, and that's it. Everybody else is graduating. So we've got Luke Jackson. We definitely could use him. Let's scout him real quick, though. Okay, he's 100% scouted. He's a 72. So he will be a great addition. 4-star. I need to see what else we have available. We have Marshall Hand. So there's our quarterback. We stole him from Georgia Tech. So we've got 7,500 on Kyle Larkin. We might be able to steal him away from Virginia Tech, but we'll see. So we ended up grabbing a couple of great guys. We got our quarterback. We stole our safety from Virginia Tech. We have a strong safety as well in Luke Jackson. We've got Brian Collins, a receiver. And we also grabbed an end. So we ended up signing a top 25 class and the top class in the conference. So we signed the 23rd class with 19 total prospects. We're now a 5-star school. We signed a 5-star athlete in Jared Weaver and a couple of guys as well. We have a lot of athletes to deal with. We addressed our cornerbacks and our defensive tackle, as well as a couple of defensive ends. We have our quarterback in hand. He's a scrambler, so we'll see how he does in our system. But other than that, we signed a pretty decent class in year number 1. We have Justin Weaver. We'll see where he fits. He's a 78 halfback, 82 receiver, probably receiver. Alright, so these are the guys interested in us this year. Tight end, a free safety. We do need some offensive linemen and receivers as well. We do need a tackle. We'll always take offensive linemen. Defensive tackle is really what we need. He's a 63 though. I'm not liking those. We have a 71 tackle. We have 2 safeties that are in their 70s as well. We have a 71 guard. These are our 12% guys. Jeremy Harris. We do need a linebacker. Yes, we'll take those 2 linebackers as well. So a rivalry game against Kentucky. We do end up taking the dub 44-14. Kentucky was ranked this year and we smoked them. So I think that proves how good we are this year. We got 15th ranked Cincinnati, and we take our first L of the season, 31-20. So that kind of blows, but we'll see what the rest of the season has. So we beat UCF, who beat us last year, was our only loss. So we ended up taking the dub this year, and that's exactly what we wanted to see. Happy we didn't lose to them twice in a row. That's exactly how we bounced back from the loss earlier in the season, and that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy to see that. So we finished 11-1, number 3 in the country. That's exactly what I like to see, and we'll go check out some season stats. So Cunningham finished with 300 yards, 31 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. It's a pretty good production from him. And our running backs, we had 2 running backs over 1,000 yards. So we had great production from those guys. Receiving 12 touchdowns, 1,100 yards for Tutu Atwell. And defensively, our outside linebacker did phenomenal as well. So we ended up getting the national championship. I'm actually pretty shocked how we snuck our way in. We've got the 12-1 Ohio State Buckeyes. Kirk Herbstreit is rocking with us. Our offense is A+. Our overall is a B+. So if we're going to win it, this is the season to do it. Alright, so we are in the national championship. This is year number 2. Let's go ahead and sim out and see what happens. Ohio State's leading the drive. We come back. It's a defensive battle right now, but Ohio State's driving and they do score. So we need to match that, but we can't. And at the end of the first, we are making a drive towards the red zone. We end up putting 7 on the board and tying the game. Our defense is the weaker part of our team, so if we can get some stops and put some points on the board, we should be fine, and that's what we do. The game is tied, and we made a field goal, 40 yards at the end of the quarter. So coming out of halftime, we are winning. We're up by 3. Ohio State is driving. This is going to be tough to stop them. Our offense needs to come up clutch and score a little bit. And we are at the end of the third. I'm going to hop in here and see what we can do. So we have the slant route open. The linebacker jumped it, and we were able to score a touchdown to go up 24-21. So we do have the lead back. Ohio State can't score. They scored there. We need to make a stop, and we can't. So 2.5 minutes to go. It is our turn to make a comeback. Alright, here we go. I do see X. You know, throw the nice directional pass. And he's got Reed down for 22 yards. I see circle on the end. He throws it over the defender, and Braden Smith goes in for the touchdown catch. 31-35. So we grab a stop. We have a minute to go, down by 3. So we've got to stop. We're down by 3. No timeouts. Clock is ticking. We need to kick a field goal here. We've got a receiver with a one-handed catch, and he goes out of bounds. There's Cunningham. He's going to roll out. I've got a receiver on the corner. Reed makes a toe-dragging catch. 47 seconds to go. We might actually be able to score here. All right, here we go. We've got the screen rolling. Hawkins, nice block. And just get out of bounds. All right, 27 seconds to go. We've got our running back, Hawkins, and he might just make it, and he shoved out on the 1, which is fine with me with 21 seconds to go. All right, we're going to call a pass play. We might be able to flip this into a run, but we don't have any timeouts. This might be dangerous. And we've got Hawkins into the end zone. All right, so with 11 seconds left, we're going to watch this last defensive stand here. They've got all 3 timeouts. But Justin Fields does drop back. He's going to throw it. He connects across the middle of the field. 5 seconds to go. They're going to call a timeout, and they will have a shot at the end zone. And the last play of the game. This could go really wrong for us. They got in perfect position. Fields drops back. He rolls out, chunks one to the end zone. It was caught momentarily, but the ball does drop with no time left on the clock, and that's going to do it. In our second season, we grabbed Cunningham a national championship. That's what playing in an American Conference gets you, a shot at the title, and we proved why we needed to be there, and we got the job done in year number 2. It was honestly kind of shocking that in year number 2, I mean, Louisville was already that good, but we were able to grab them a couple more pieces in receivers and tight ends, and that's going to show us how good we're going to be for the next 3 seasons. And just it's such a short rebuild in year number 2. We were able to get the job done. So we took the national championship away from Ohio State in our second season. Look at that trophy. It looks so good next to that Louisville Cardinal. And we did what we needed to do. and we'll be on to year number 3. Alright, so here's our players leaving. We have Marshall Hand, our quarterback that we got last year, is transferring San Jose State. We'll see what he wants. Very low. Yeah, he's leaving. Okay, that's fine with me. You're 67. Our quarterback is gone, Mikhail Cunningham. We've got some good receivers as well as linebackers and defensive guys, so it's going to be kind of a struggle this year. But hopefully we've done enough on the recruiting end, and we should be just fine. Alright, so we have Derek Buckley, defensive end, which we desperately need. We're taking him from 3 SEC schools. We're barely beating Texas A&M right now, so we'll go ahead, put a lot on him because we definitely need defensive ends, and he's a 78 overall, so he's going to be a monster in the American Conference. So we definitely need him. We also have Anthony Darby, a guard, and another defensive end, as well as an athlete. So if we can grab those 4 guys, this would be one heck of a class. We'll put 2,800 on him, and that's what we're looking. These are guys we want to grab in recruiting. Alright, so here is what we did on signing day. We got Derek Buckley, our 78 overall right end. We got our guard. We got a QB as well, 75, Jim Newton. We have a 70 overall left end. So pretty happy with signing day, and we'll check out what we did in the class. Again, top class in the conference, top 25 class as well, and 2 5-stars. So recruiting list this year, we do have 71, 72 4-star. We've got some pretty decent guys that are interested in us. First, defensive tackles, definitely what we need to address this year. We've been trying all rebuild. We really haven't been able to find any defensive tackles. We have a 78 quarterback that's interested, 4-star. So that's good. We've got a cornerback as well. We've got 4-star, another 4-star. This is, where we're going to spend our time. Let's just grab all of these we can. We definitely need to build up some defensive tackles. So we scouted Michael Willis, who went up to a 79 Jim. So we'll put as much as we can on him. And like I said, we're looking at linebacker or cornerbacks and defensive tackles. So that's exactly what we're doing. We're putting all of our points on these guys. We've scouted these guys out. So we take an L to Notre Dame, 37-17. So that's a little disappointing. We have Kentucky next week, which is another rivalry game. So we'll get to see how good we are there too. So we take another L to Kentucky this week. So we've got 2 losses when we're 0-2. So a great start to the season. So we've got 2 defensive tackles here, 2 79s overall. 4-star Frank Taylor, we are up on him. And we are dominating the SEC and other powerhouse teams for Daniel Gordon. So I'm happy we got 2 stud defensive tackles we're looking at. Alright, so we've got 2 defensive tackles. We got both 79 guys. So that's huge. We've got a 73 cornerback, so our defense is already looking pretty good. Alright, so we finished 5-7 in our year number 3. That was pretty much expected. We had a lot of guys graduate in the first 2 years. We had our 90 quarterback that led us to a national championship. He left. And so finishing 5-7 really isn't that bad. It really wasn't too much off of what I expected. We did lose a lot, but we ended up getting... We've got a great defensive class about to come in, and so we'll go ahead and check out the end of the year. We'll check out some stats because I don't think we'll make a bowl game. We'll see how our backup quarterback did. Evan Conley, 2,300 yards, 24 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, so he didn't play very good. Our running back got 1,500 yards with 14 touchdowns. Receivers didn't really have a quarterback throw into them, so I wouldn't really expect much there. Defense kind of fell off, but we did have Cameron Wilson, who's a sophomore, go off with 86 tackles, so that's going to be pretty good for us. So here's our players leaving. We have a defensive tackle transferring since we've got like 3 guys coming in. He's not going to play, so he's going to Purdue. We've got, these are all the guys leaving. So we're about to have an incredible team coming in the next couple years. We've got great recruiting classes coming in. We've barely got anybody leaving, so we're a very young team. So going 5-7 was very expected. Alright, so in year number 4, we're going to go ahead and sim out. We're not going to recruit, not going to do anything. We're just going to see what happens in year number 4. So with the end of year 4, the full sim year, we finished 10-2, number 23 in the nation. So we are coming back. Like I said, we have a young team. We should be good for the next couple of years. Our recruiting strategy has held out. We have good defensive tackles. We've got good defense now, and so we should be fine for the next couple of years. We had one bad season, but we should be good. Our quarterback that played last year, Evan Conley, is hurt. He finished with 2,700 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. So he was on his way to having a pretty good year. I'm not sure when he got hurt, but 26-5 with 2,700 yards isn't terrible. And T-Webb came in and did okay. Rushing, another monster year for a running back, 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns. And Scott Marks, the halfback we recruited a couple years ago, finished with 819. Receiving, we were close to 1,000 yards on 2 guys with 11 touchdowns and Justin Weaver, so that's impressive there. And on the defense side of the ball, Dustin Goldman with 71 tackles. Let's see how many interceptions we had. So we had 2 guys with 3 interceptions, so that's not bad. Free safety and an outside linebacker. Alright, so here's our schedule. We lost to Tennessee and 18th ranked UCF. So other than that, we won the rest of our games. We beat Kentucky again this year, so what is that, 3-1 on the Kentucky series. We beat Louisiana Tech, Cincinnati. We beat everybody else. So we only lost to Tennessee, who's an SEC team, and UCF. So I'm okay with that. All right, so year 4, we get the Birmingham Bowl once again against Tennessee this time. All right, so we'll play the opening drive of this bowl game. It is raining. I've got Circle going deep, and we've got Fitzpatrick for a 35-yard goal. All right, I've got X cutting across, but we're not going to grab him. We've got Square cutting across the end zone, and Fitzpatrick is there once again for the touchdown. All right, so after our opening drive user, we will go ahead and sim to the end of the game and see what we can do against Tennessee. We got the momentum early, 10-0. Conley drives down the field again, 13-0. We need to put a touchdown on the board. Tennessee is now leading. What is going on right now? They score again. Yet our defense does need a little help. We recruited a pretty good class this year, so they will be here next year. Our offense is struggling a little bit today. Let's see. Field goal again, 23-28. Could use a stop right here, but it doesn't happen. Alright, we grabbed a touchdown. We need a stop, which we don't get. We're down by 12. We've got Square. That's Fitzpatrick once again. Another touchdown. Alright, here we go. Defense needs to come up clutch. They do. We have a minute and a half. Here we go. Here's the run. And Robbins runs into the end zone. But they do have a Hail Mary opportunity. And here we go. Quarterback drops back. He's got plenty of time. He throws this one deep. And the ball is dropped. And that'll do it.
One's final. Very well played by both teams today. Louisville 45, Tennessee 42.
So you see there, we win the Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl. And that's pretty much going to do it. That's a good way to wrap up our rebuild with a nice bowl win over an SEC program. Alright, so here's the end of our Louisville rebuild. We went 11-2 our first season, then 12-1 in the year number 2, and we won the national championship. 5-7 in 2015 in our 3rd year, and 11-2 at the end of the 4th year. So we never did win a conference championship, but we snuck into the national championship and won, and we have a bowl game win as well. We're 2-1 in bowl games. So I think this is successful. We've recruited really well, and we will have good depth and a good team coming up in the future. So that's going to do it for Louisville. I hope to see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.